down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the savvy landlord as your
Ladies
host.
and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world. Yes, I want to sing. I want to be. I'm in the studio. It's been a long time that I have a great guest in front of me. He's a celebrity in my mind. He's a legit friend.
I thought that was only in my mind.
In my mind. And he's been in real estate for 7 years. He just told me, and I was like, what? And he's 3 years full time, which is phenomenal. If you don't know about JJ Grits, that's okay. It's normal. You may be new to the Savvy Radio Show. You need to check out episode 508. And he's the real deal real estate investor. He wants to help people, not like in a guru way, just in an authentic way. Like, hey, dumbbag, you're not doing it right. Do it this way. That's how he talks to me. Like, why do you do it this way? And he just walked into office 5 minutes ago and just gave a person in the office a great opportunity to buy an asset. A great house on the east side, a good starter home for a first-time landlord / investor. That's JJ Grits' heart and attitude. If you don't know about him in more detail, man, this dude has built houses. His wife's a realtor, phenomenal. Kathy deals with this guy, can't imagine. And we're gonna take off from where he ended last year, 6 months ago. You only had 20-something units, 23-something units.
I think we were at 25 then. Yeah.
25 units just 6 months ago, and you got 12 in a short amount of time. But during that process, you had a baby boy.
Yep.
Jackson
Carter Grits is officially on the earth.
Yes. We've been preparing for him at BC Clark.
Yeah.
So go to episode 561 and you can kind of catch up where we're going to continue on from here. We're going to talk about fatherhood. We're talking about you're a stay-home dad, right?
Sure. Yeah. Right.
You don't like that? Is that
this week and next week? I am a stay-at-home dad, and in January he's starting daycare. So right now I'm on daddy daycare duty. It's
How
an
cool
experience.
is that, dude?
It's
from Jump Street.
It's pretty crazy.
The hardest
Kathy
time.
has been off for 3 months and went back to work on Monday, and so
okay.
I immediately called Grandma in to come help. I was like, I'm going to need you at the house literally all day, every day.
It's one of your favorite words.
Yeah.
Leverage.
Yeah. Outsourced that. Yeah,
Hey,
no. It's good. I actually had him all day yesterday. My assistant helped out a little bit. But I mean, we rocked it yesterday. He was really good for me. And I don't know, man. It's crazy watching him change. It's insane how small he was. And here we are 3 months. He turned 3 months old last weekend, and they just changed so fast, and it's crazy. And watching him grow and watching him develop and watching his brain develop, and he learns new things, and it's pretty awesome, man.
Wait till they start talking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for this next phase. Honestly, like the baby phase kind of sucks for a dad because you're not like, you feel useless basically. But
True.
like now that he's starting to smile and interact with me, it's getting fun, you know.
So how did you balance, I mean, where you feel obligated and then you're the kind of the big breadwinner in your family? I mean, you guys have kind of two sources of income.
Well, she's the big breadwinner, and does not get that twisted at all. She is the reason that I can do any of this stuff because she has a really, really good job at OG&E, and Mama brings home the bacon so Daddy can, build a business.
I forgot about that. I thought she was a full-time realtor.
No, yeah. So
she seems like it.
She does the volume of full-time realtors, but she's the reason that we don't have to rely on income from our real estate businesses right now and can just focus on growing that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting deal. I had it one way in my mind. You know how that thing goes. You make plans, and it's good to make plans. I'm a planner. I like making plans. The fact of the matter is rarely does it ever go to plan, though. I had this big deal. I was going to slow down when the baby got there so I could focus on him and her and being there. And I honestly think I've been busier than I've ever been.
Just like more of a vigor, drive to produce more?
Well, you're definitely re-energized and refocused when you got this little person that's like dependent on you for everything. And it changes your complete perspective on everything. All the things that I mean, he's only been here for 3 months, and a lot. I won't say all the things, but a lot of the things that used to be important to me aren't necessarily as important anymore. I tell my wife this all the time. I say, we've been together for like 15 years. I'm like, this is 15 years of me pretty much getting to do whatever I want, whenever I want. So it's been a big transition, but like, it's a lot easier than you think. So anyway, it just refocuses you. It gives you a new perspective on things. It gives you new priorities. Hold on. Yeah.
So you mentioned something about your priorities have changed. Yeah. Things are not as important. What are those? What are a couple of those things?
I mean, I think it's just more. We talked last time, and I said my number one goal was for her to have the opportunity, if she wanted to not have to work anymore. That's obviously now that it's here. Now that he's here. That's super important still to me, and it's like I'm trying to get that done as quickly as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So versus fooling around with a bunch of people, and then rather work on your business.
Well, I just think before it was kind of leisurely. We were making enough money to do whatever we wanted to do anyway, and now it's just like, okay, well, we need to get this other thing up and going, so we're not relying on a W-2 income anymore, right?
And that's always been your goal from the beginning?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean.
To be financially free, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big reason that a lot of people get into it.
Or some people do it to create a specific lifestyle.
Well, yeah.
And freedom and lifestyle are two different things.
I guess. I mean,
I think.
Well,
some people want a Lamborghini.
I'll take it. Again, we talked about that last time too. I'm more of a Ferrari guy, but yeah. I mean that's cool.
To each his own.
Yeah, that's just not what's the most important thing to me, and it is important. Like, I like cars. I'm a car person, right?
Okay,
but.
So you said most important to me. I remember several years ago bringing up children to you.
Yeah.
Is it most important to you now? Children?
Yeah. He's the most important thing in my life.
Oh, it gets even funner. You're going to be a great dad.
Yeah.
No, some people have children and they just become even more enthralled in their job, and they get distant, and they feel like they have to provide.
But I think those are the people that miss the point of it all.
Sure. I agree. I mean, I sacrifice... In my mind, I don't know, I've said this before, maybe I don't know if you heard me, but I was like, man, I could make more money, but I choose not to so I can be home. Because like I get home at 3 o'clock.
Nah, this is all for time.
Freedom.
Yeah, this is all for time.
So, okay, so the baby's rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
We talked
just rolling. Yeah, literally.
And so I know you're so witty. Tell us how long did you take a break? I mean, I know it's hard, it's difficult to have the woman does it all pretty much. And so you're like on the sideline, like, hey, what could I do? And you can't really do anything. You can change some diapers, kind of. You don't do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
So when did you like change perspective? Like, okay, I'm ready now. Was it a week, 2 weeks? Because it's only been 3 months, and it's been 6 months you've been on the show, and you've already grown your portfolio within 6 months. So we're going to get into that pretty heavy. Like, how the freak did you get from blank to blank in 6 months? During that 6 months, you had a child.
Yeah, and I like completely shifted my business model too.
Are we going to get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No. So with him, I like literally I had planned. I was like, I'm gonna dial it back. The end of the year, we're gonna focus on the kid. And
what does that mean?
I don't know, because it
sleep?
didn't happen. Yeah, my wife is excellent. She moved into one of our guest rooms with him because it was up and down and up and down. And she's super thoughtful and awesome like that. So yeah,
so you sprawled that on the king.
Honestly, bro, like this has been a pretty easy thing for me, thanks to my wife.
At least you're honest. We're gonna get her on the show.
He's sleeping really well now, so like she's back in our room, and like we're just living life now. We've got this little person that wakes us up. Not even in the middle of the night anymore. He sleeps through the whole night.
Wow.
I'm probably just cursed us. I'm sorry, Kathy. But knock on this table. But anyways, yeah, I had that big plan, and that was my goal. And I was buying stuff right before he got here. And I mean, honestly, man, I may have taken a week a week and a half off, and then it was like
Back
to it, but not back to it because like I work out of the house, and then they're both there, and so my rhythm has been thrown.
Yeah. So how'd you acclimate to that? Did you try to go? Did you go to laptop?
No, I don't.
Well, you have a laptop, but you always have all these monitors.
Yeah, I can't work out of a coffee house or anything like that. Like, I need a desk. I'm a structure person. I need to sit down. I need to have all my stuff. I like multiple monitors. But you just work through it. And I mean, it was a short-term thing. Like I said, he's going to daycare in January, and I'll get into my new normal routine then. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I took a week and a half off. And then we've just got to it. I mean, like, listen, let me just go back and I'll give you a timeline. Like,
okay.
So end of August, I left Homevestors, which the last time I was on here, a home buying franchise. I left Homevestors. I hired an assistant. Yeah, we talked about that last time. Called my shot on that.
Awesome.
She comes to the house a few days a week and then works remotely the rest of the time. So like my whole business model has changed. I really heavily focused on building that portfolio out some more. I bought a couple of flips that we've started at the end of the year here. Big flips.
Like 200 and above?
So I've got one that's going to be probably over 400,000 when I get done with it. And one that's going to be, I don't know, somewhere around 220, 225, whatever, when we get done with it. But they're like guts, both of them.
Oh, you just like those. Even your own house, like added walls, right? Moved the whole wall.
Oh, we added. You
moved the living room.
We did. Yeah, we like added on
the
whole back of the house.
I
get it.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, when you're as rich as you are, you can just buy it already done. So no, and we've refocused just away from wholesaling and marketing for deals, which is something that we'll get back into probably in the first of the year. Not probably. At the first of the year, we're going to really ramp that back up. And it's more, again, marketing for deals for us. And then what I don't want to keep or can't keep because we're too loaded down with projects already, then we'll sell it off.
Okay, before you get into it, let's talk about the assistant. I think that's a critical mass in your life. Mm-hmm. Was that nerve-wracking, nervous, scary?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The thing about this deal is...
think about someone else that's on the fence of hiring that person. I know you would say do it, because I would.
Yeah.
But, like,
it's hard to make the decision.
Because, like, this person shows up and you're like, you got to have work for them. And then it's costing you money, and you want to get you're an investor, you want to get an ROI.
I mean, even now, I don't feel like I have enough to keep them busy, but the things that they do handle, look, here's the deal.
It.
Yeah, she's done a great job getting our units leased up. Our first portfolio is at 100% occupancy.
The condos?
Those have been leased, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, so, that, just getting that off my plate was worth
savvy,
savvy. And it is nerve-wracking because you're like taking on the responsibility of somebody and their family and blah blah blah. But honestly, every time that I come to one of those like those growth moments, it's like it's nerve-wracking as it could be before you do it. And then like she's been with us for 4 months now, and it's like,
why'd you wait so long?
Yeah, why didn't I do this 2 years ago?
Sure, when you could have.
Yeah,
when you were like really ramping up.
I mean, it's just crazy how much more productive I can be and the different things that I can focus on now that I don't have just all the minutia of the day-to-day stuff on my plate.
I think a powerful principle is that you have accountability. That you have to perform. Not necessarily perform, but be accountable to this person to give them tasks to do. So you have to show up to the team. So
get this. In addition to that, I've hired a crew of guys to work for me on our
like a GC.
No, like laborers to do our work full time on our rental make readies and stuff.
So, cool.
Which is like, I mean, I was so far removed from that last time we talked. Like, I need to do it one of these days, and it just got to the point where I was like, man, I'm spending all this money
and time.
I might as well just control the process in house.
Cool.
So. And they're fairly new. They've been working for me for a month, but I mean, it's going good so far. It's saved me money already. So, it's just a lot of big changes. But the thing, back to your question, what would I say to somebody that's looking at doing it? Like, yeah, it's scary on the front side of it, but like when you get to the back side of it, you'll number one, you need to make the right hire. You need to do a good job finding the person. And if they're not the right person, after they've been there for a little bit, let them go and find the right person. Because there's no reason in it making your life more difficult.
But what pushed you over the edge was like, because you knew about
I had a baby coming.
So you just could not get it done.
I had a baby coming.
So you needed help.
Yeah, and we were stacking up projects left and right, and I was like, I got to get some of this stuff off my plate. Like,
so she's like your all around, does like your project management for your rehabs.
So
for your flips.
I mean, still do a lot of that, but like the intricate task of like so I'll set the plan out on the front end, and then it's up to her to execute it. She's leasing all of our units. She's handling all of that stuff. She's handling any of the incoming deal flow that we get. She's going to handle that. She handles all of the all the contracts and title process and everything, communicating with the
transaction coordination.
Exactly. I mean, so she does a lot of stuff, man. Like,
cool. How'd you find her? That's the question.
She found me.
You're so silly.
I swear to God. I was
just your facial expression was worth $100.
I mean, she found me. She found me.
You're so cute. No wonder Kathy likes you. She found me.
I mean, she did.
I'm just single boy at the prom. She found me.
I put it out there in the world that I wanted one, and
she messaged you and on Facebook.
Literally a random message. I knew her. A random message. She had left where she was and was looking to do something new, and yeah, it just worked out.
That's awesome.
Like
my awesome hire is the same way. I mean, I was referred by someone else.
Yeah.
But I think you have to like kind of set in motion that you are ready and you're willing to do it on faith. I think you have to kind of just make that decision. I mean,
I had tried to hire someone at the beginning of earlier in the year, and it didn't work out, and which really made me gun shy to pull the trigger again, because I was like, well, shit, I don't want to put a bunch of energy into something and then it not pan
that doesn't
out.
yield.
Yeah. So
all right, so you got this girl. So you got a baby.
Yeah.
Boom. You ordered it on Amazon, came delivered.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
So you got this baby delivered, special, and the next week and a half, you're like, okay, you hired that girl after
she started
Jackson?
before. No, she started before.
Kind of transitioning.
Yeah, and
how long did it take her to get Alchemy? And do you have software to run your rentals?
Yeah, we use Buildium.
Okay. And she had to learn that, so she was watching videos.
She did, but where she was at before, used a different software, so she was already kind of familiar. But yeah, I mean, she's a quick learner. She's done this stuff before. She's experienced, and so she kind of hit the ground running. Honestly, I was more of the hold up than her. She was ready to like go day one, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Most entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I'm
like, I mean, these are the things that I know I need you to do. The rest of this stuff we'll just add as it comes along.
Cool.
I'll be like, now this is now
I'm excited for you, man.
Task. So, yeah, she started a few weeks before he got here, and then we haven't looked back. I mean, it's been a great experience. So
all
far.
right. So back then you were at 25 units or something like that, and so now you're at 30, almost 30. You got 35 on the books.
Yeah.
You got 3 closing. Mm-hmm. So that's 10 more units if I can do the math.
Yeah.
In 6 months.
Yeah.
How does this happen? And you've been not sleeping, but you've been dealing with a child and hiring a new staff member, which pulls you left, right, ups and down your mind.
I mean,
how'd you get that ball? Where'd you find these deals? Let's start, because that's what people want to know. Where do you get your deals?
It's the same thing that I said last time. It's about being consistent and looking at deals and properties every day, literally every day.
That's what I said.
Where do most of those come from? They mostly came from other wholesalers. Swear to God.
Cool.
Like a couple of them have fallen in my lap. Like one of my flips is literally across the street from my personal house. Like that was,
and that's the winner.
Yeah, I mean,
because you did a phenomenal. That area is awesome. When I went and saw your house, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a gem.
Yeah, it's nice, and
people want to live over there, man.
That was just a deal of just being nice, being helpful,
Relational.
not expecting anything. Like they had moved the older lady that had lived there into memory care, and we're cleaning the house out. And I just talked to them about some stuff, like trying to help them. Actually, they had put the recycle bin out on the wrong day, and I'm like, hey, they won't pick that up until next week. It's every other week, and that's what started the whole conversation.
Cool. Great story.
And eventually they wound up deciding to sell it. They got offers from a bunch of different people. I was not the highest offer, and they went with me anyway.
So they knew.
Yeah.
So they was it like a realtor?
No.
So they just put like a sign out, like a FSBO?
No, they're in the industry, and they just decided they didn't want to mess with it, and they were going to sell it.
So these random people that were helping their grandmother or whatever, or people that we know in our circle.
I mean, they're
in the real estate
ancillary industry. Yeah, I mean, she's a designer.
Okay,
but whatever.
Yeah, well, you knew her from somehow. You didn't know that.
I didn't know him. I met him talking to him about the recycle bin. That's how that whole thing started.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've been thinking about doing a podcast on stuff like that. One of the podcasts I'm trying to work on is like having conversations with people.
Without expectations.
Well, I think you hit it on the head earlier. I mean, I'm not going to coach you right here, but I think you hit it on the head perfectly. I mean, I think a lot of my success is just loving on people and helping them.
Yeah.
And they feel obligated to help. And sometimes I feel that the transaction I just did just blew my mind. I mean, just by the deal didn't work out, and I didn't run away, which everyone does, and I just kind of just sat there and just supported the guy, and he's in a bad position because there's contaminants on the building. Yeah, it was a dry cleaner, and he's pretty stuck like Chuck. And I'm like, well, I really want the building. Is there a way that we can make it work? Yeah, I was never conniving or thought that I was going to get some kind of lucrative deal, but it turned out to be a very lucrative deal. Yeah. Over time.
I just left an appointment this morning. I went out to look at this guy's personal house. It's a super nice house, and I was like, look, I'll make you an offer on it, but I think you should sell it with a realtor. Yeah. He wound up not selling, and he stayed in it. But he called me back on this other one. He's like, hey, I got this other house. I don't really want to mess with the realtor. You want to come look at it? I mean, I just left the appointment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's how life should be. Yeah. I mean, I think that when you start getting in more or larger assets, I think it just takes longer. Yeah. I think, my success is like, there's a lot of them like you, like 10 in 6 months. I mean, that's a phenomenal, when you're talking to all the other real estate investors around, they're all boohooing and there's no deals and Donald Trump's going to kill the world.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm having to pay more for deals, but there's still deals.
There always will be. I know you've ruined me. You're like, Steven, stop paying 2011 prices. Yeah. And I know that's a joke that you said to me, but I still think that when I got into the game in 1999, there's still the same deals that there are today. Yeah. And they're not even, they may not just be so obvious. Yeah. I mean, there's still wholesalers still getting bandit signs, still getting calls. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you can pay $5,000 more to be above the fray. Mm-hmm. And then the fray will close and crumble, and then the long-term investors like myself will just gobble those up. But they're out there.
Yeah, there's deals in every market. It's like, but just figuring out. I mean, I turn down deals that are still deals. It's just like, well, I don't have. It's not that good of a deal, and I'm not hungry right now.
Or
and motivate, I don't. Just.
Well, like I was just. Looking
like I told him, that's a deal. Like I should have bought that house. Mm-hmm. But like, I got enough stuff going on right now.
Do I want to drive on that side of town? That's. Yeah. Like there's 2 houses and more. I'm like, I like more, but it's 30-minute drive from me because of traffic.
Isn't it nice to be able to be that selective though?
Yeah, but granted, I still have 1 house and more. It was one of my first ones.
Sell it.
Well, no, because the cash flow is like a machine.
Who cares? Sell it.
I'm not selling it because you want to buy it. Listen, you trying to hustle me, man, on the radio show. I know your techniques. Planting seeds like NLP. Yeah. All right, so. What else is going on? So you got these deals, you got this assistant. Yeah. Are you where you want to be? Is this the level? And and what have you learned thus far? So 2-point question. So are you happy? The second thing is, what can we learn, and what have you learned, and what could you contribute to someone that's listening to this?
I was like way more than 2 questions.
I know. That's what I do.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not where I want to be. We still have a long way to go. I did exceed, my goal was 30 by the end of the year, and I hit that in September. Nice. So, we're getting there.
So, what's your goal for 2020?
I want to add 20 rentals. I would like to do 4 flips next year.
Why do you do flips?
I like it, man. We went over that last time. Okay. I enjoy it.
Okay. Brain damage.
I'm stupid. Yeah. Good luck. But yeah,
if you have a good crew, I get it, man.
Yeah. And then, do some wholesales. Some stuff that we can't take down.
Hey, I bought one from you.
Yeah.
You don't get excited. Sure. Hey, I wholesale to you, buddy. Yeah. It's a mutual consent here.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay.
And so, like I said before, we're ramping stuff back up at the beginning of the year. and just go in a different direction, doing our own thing without overlords involved in it, and having more freedom. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about next year, which is honestly is a change for me. Like I've kind of been a little discouraged. Just, I spent 3 years with Homevestors and it just didn't pan out to be what I wanted it to be when I started. And so it's been frustrating to me and I've felt discouraged. And so we're going to try something new. And if it doesn't work, well, then we'll figure something else out. I mean, that's the great thing about this industry. You can, once you get to a certain point, like when you're first getting started, you kind of got to focus or whatever. But when you get to a certain point, you got some freedom to try some new things and to experiment a little bit and find what works best really for you. And there's no one size fit all. I've been having a conversation with multiple people, and they're all trying to get started, and they're like asking very specific questions, and they want to know all the answers up front. And it's like, just do the thing, and figure it out, and you'll figure out what works
you
for
like
you.
The flip. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing.
That's right. That's your world.
Right. It doesn't work for you, and that's cool.
Sure.
You know what? And like things that other people do, I don't necessarily like wholesaling. I talked about that last time. I don't like that. I don't necessarily even like rental property. Like I don't like dealing with renters. Well, guess what? I hired somebody to handle that part of the process, right?
Awesome.
And I think it's just about doing deals, getting started, get going, and being consistent with it. Don't start and stop. Like if this is what you want to do, it's got to be a business. You got to be focused on it. You got to do it every day.
Not a hobby.
Exactly. It's not a hobby.
So
if you were an aerospace engineer, you don't like make rockets sometimes. You make rockets. That's what you do.
Right. So I love you've been so energetic since you walked into the room. You're like a whole new man. I don't know if it's the baby or it's the outlook of life. Is it freedom? Tell me what that is.
This is a good week, man. I don't know
tell me what the
changed
joy
this week, whether it was the wife going back to work.
You're always serious, negotiator, like investor. I could never figure your ass out for years.
Man, I just like life is pretty good right now. I'm
okay. Good.
We just came off of Thanksgiving, and like I've been spending a lot of time thinking about, how thankful I am for the things that I've have and the things that that we as a couple have been able to accomplish. And like, when I really step back and I've done some deep, like introspective, like looking at things, and I'm just a poor white kid from rural eastern Oklahoma, like legit. Okay. And to think
that you can buy a $400,000 flip.
Yeah.
Think about it logically. Like we just flippantly just said that, but like people, the real people know what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
The risk, the stress.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of that. Don't get me wrong. Like I've had
just
panic attacks doing this, like crazy stuff. But like I swear to God, dude, I'm not even joking.
Oh man, you need to call me, man.
But like to think that like just just a kid from nowhere with nothing. We weren't poor, but like we weren't rich either. Like that could accomplish these things, and the tribe of people that have helped me along the way, and the support that I have received over the last few years and continue to. It's just it's humbling, man. And I think you got to remember this shit doesn't happen by just you. Like it takes a tribe. You're one of the guys, and I whether you realize it or not, it's not like I come set through your course and you've never mentored me and we did. Just like you're a friend, right? Yeah. Like you're just my friend, and I can bounce things off of you and get shit off my chest.
Or if your house burns down,
and
a friend calls you and you hold their hand, and you say, "Hey, man, it happens."
Yeah, it does happen.
It happens.
Like we've all had that conversation.
It happens.
Yeah, literally, I just had that conversation not that long ago, right?
I know who you're talking to, but I'm just the point is like I'm just thankful that he did call.
Yeah,
and that I just walked him through the process, and I don't know if you did it this way, but I walked through the numbers with him.
Yeah,
I'm like, "What's your total loss?"
Yeah. No, I did the exact same thing.
Okay, so I was like $20,000.
Hey man, walk away from it.
20 G's.
Is it worth the headache?
20,000.
No, it's not.
And I go, what's your average flip? Because this guy's a great flipper.
Yeah.
And he's like 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to do one free one this year.
Get your damn money back and go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's a friend. When I got that call, I was like, my heart broke for him, because I know it's going to happen to one of us any day.
Yeah.
At any time.
Yeah.
It's just ratio. It's just a game.
Well, and the thing is like I love that dude too. Like
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Yeah.
And you know, it's this industry is it can be kind of cutthroat at times if you let it be, but like if you surround yourself with good people, man, it's an awesome community. I'm really thankful for the real estate community in Oklahoma City. It's very inclusive. It's very accepting of everyone.
I agree with that one.
I think most people just want to see everyone do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many houses out there.
You can't
Over
buy
a
them all.
million.
You can't buy them all,
Over a
bro.
million. Hey, man, you're not Leo Kingsley. Kingston.
Yeah. Even
All
he
right.
can't buy them all.
Hey, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm into the commercial world, man.
Yeah.
I'm having, I sent a text message out to a couple people. I was like, hey, is there any classes or any things you want me to talk about? And, all the people I said, they were at commercial.
Yeah.
You should talk more about commercial.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's like. I mean, it's not as easy as I thought it was. It's a slow game. But I still buy rentals, and I love real estate. I don't think I'll ever stop real estate, but
Yeah.
I think you get burned out. I mean, there's only so much negotiating I want to do and fight over $500 with some other investor. If some other dude is going to offer me $1,000 more
Yeah.
than me, take it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to play that game.
Yeah.
I want to work with professionals.
Well, I think you did what you're supposed to do. You built your foundation and you leveled up, and you've leveled up a couple times now.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see your friends succeed like that.
Yeah.
And it keeps you motivated. Okay, so back to this real quick, and I know you're trying to wrap the show up, but you said, "Hey, what's making you grow so rapidly?" I'm around guys that did it. I'm around guys that are still doing it, and I'm like, "Hey, if that dumbass can do it, I can do it too." I say that all in jest, man.
Me
like,
too. I say that all the time.
yeah, I'm
if
like
that guy can close X amount,
Yeah.
I mean, what am I doing wrong?
right, and I don't want to be the smallest shrimp in the
Well, a lot of it too. I'm like, I always wonder. We just talked about Facebook earlier. I wonder if it's true though. I mean, like, I need X amount by the tomorrow, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Or can you close in a week? I'm like, who are these people calling?
Yeah.
Like, is this even possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
It is possible.
Like I just put one under contract 2 days ago, and they're like, "What was that? That was the third. I got 10 days to close." Like not everybody can do that, but I can.
And you've taken the time to build relationship with banks and
Sure.
you
I got a new guy that I just brought on. It was awesome. I talked to him, sent him the stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, send me whatever you got. I'm ready to go."
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap it up for real.
Sure.
So, what does it look like? Do you expect to hire more people? Are you going to just formulate this plan that you have? You have an assistant. You kind of brought your contractors kind of in under your wing
Yep.
before you would just kind of outsource that.
Yeah.
You do love to outsource. You know your personality. I think that's one of the most important things. You know what you're good at. You know that you have to have a workspace.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Do you want to expand with more people? Do you want to just see what you can do with this? Tell us more about what your 2020 is going to look like.
I mean, I think that's the thing with this too, is it's like it shifts all the time. But like right now, my plan is to ramp up the marketing thing and see what I can handle by myself. And then once I get to a point where I feel like I'm comfortable with how things are performing, then probably bring some more people onto the team. Probably the first thing that I think I'm going to have to do is probably add another crew. If we're going to grow at the rate that I want to grow, I'm going to have to add more guys to help get units made ready and remodel these rentals. So that's probably the first hire that we're going to do in 2020 is at least add one more crew of a couple guys. And then, it's just about trying new things and figuring out our marketing channels and what's going to work for us.
How about technology? Are you leveraging that?
We are, that's the other thing too, is like I've been a little spoiled because the last 3 years I used proprietary software and stuff. And like, I didn't really have to think about a lot of the things, right? Like, and so, we're learning a bunch of new stuff. We're learning new call management systems. We're learning new CRMs. We're learning new tricks and tips for marketing online and marketing on Facebook and direct mail and pulling this and that together. I mean, there's so much. The crazy part is like, why does no company do like an all-encompassing like platform solution? It's like this industry is so segmented with the but anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. But yeah, I mean, it's just so for 2020, it's like really just is refocusing on what we're doing and also continuing to grow and figuring out really what the level that I want it to be is. Like, I don't necessarily want to be the biggest person in town running the most deals through the funnel or whatever. It's like,
I agree.
you know, I just need
Live
to be
your life.
I need to be comfortable and it needs to be manageable. I don't want something that's a headache. I'm not looking for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, JJ, it's been an honor again to have you back on the show. Of
Thank
course,
you, brother.
You're
I
going to be a
appreciate it.
regular for 2020. We're going to kind of mark your, I guess, I don't know, document your growth and pain and success through this process.
Lots of pain.
So keep this in mind the next time you come on the show,
Yeah.
hopefully within the next month or so or less. So have your goals, kind of projections.
Yeah.
I've
got them.
All right. Well, we'll have you back on the show soon enough.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate everything you do.
Bye.
What is the Savvy Bootcamp? Are you struggling to get to the next level as a business owner, as an investor? Do you want to multiply your income? Sign up for the Savvy Bootcamp, a strategic and supercharged one-night and one-day event designed to shortcut your learning process and propel you forward. Just value, no upsells, and an intimate setting to build relationships with like-minded investors. We will be covering how personality profiling can make you a millionaire, outsourcing and the nitty-gritty of maximizing your property management, scaling your business through systems and automation, technology hacks you should be using every day, and how to raise private money. Go to www.savvybootcamp.com now to register or to find out more.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.